I'd like to welcome everybody today to the Delaware County Redevelopment Commission. It is March 16th. It is 9:03. If everybody could stand for the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Need to do a roll call.
Tom Roberts, president, is absent. James King?
Here.
Angie Moyer?
Here.
Ed Carroll?
Here.
Kara Wiggerly?
Here.
Paul Garrison?
Here.
Thank you.
We've got a long agenda today, so we're going to try to go through it. If anybody has any questions, could you please step up to the podium and we will acknowledge you in. If not, we'll just keep going through all the items. First, we need the approval of minutes for February 9th.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Everybody in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Next, we have the Cole Academy agreement for approval. Joe?
I'm assuming everyone read it in meticulous detail, knows everything about it. Everything's pretty well done. The only thing that we're going to need to change is I found out yesterday there's a right of first refusal on a parcel just south of the Bethel property. So if you look at Exhibit A2, it's the little parcel that's just directly south. So Ms. Navas has agreed to assign the right of first refusal to the Redevelopment Commission, so you guys have it. It's only good for about another year, but hopefully it'll make the parcel a little more marketable if you decide to unload it anytime next year or so. But that's the only change that we're making, otherwise everything is still good to go.
Okay, so we could go ahead and approve it today with that amendment.
Yep, exactly.
Could we get a motion for that in a second?
Mr. President, I'll move that.
I'll second.
Okay, have a motion and a second. And this is with the amendment. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Thank you.
Abstentions?
One abstention. Okay.
One abstention.
I have already emailed the title company to start processing the title work. It will require the signature of Tom Roberts if he's in town. If not, James, I'll be getting with you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, no problem.
Thank you.
Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Next, we have Kyle Johnson, GIS request.
Good morning.
Morning.
So this request is to help fund our 2017 aerial photo project through Pictometry Corporation. It'd be countywide aerial photos. I know it's very useful for economic development purposes, especially in a lot of your TIF districts. When you're wanting development and having updated aerial photos is a pretty big help to. So.
I use this service all the time.
I was
Yeah.
going to say, we use this quite a bit with the Redevelopment Commission. We also use it quite a bit with the TIF districts.
Yeah.
We just had him do one with the TIF districts, so we could look at some of the roadways within the TIF district, so we could look at paving. I believe the bridges is, you also look at with the bridges with
I do.
maybe possible using TIF dollars to help out with that also. So I'd be in favor of it if we could get a motion in a second.
I'll make a motion. Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Abstentions? You're good? All right, thanks. Yep. Morrison Road sidewalk. Morning, Roger.
Good morning. All doing fine? We submitted our proposal task order last month for your review and approval for moving into phase 2. Really just to get started with the survey and initial designs for the next phase, because we know we're going to be into a longer period of time to get to that next work. So we're gearing up to get ready for advertising for the first phase. We're, just to give you an update, we've now looked at six parcels paid for now, and so we're now ready to record at least 5 of those. We've got 1 recorder already. We've got 4 more right now that we're out to negotiations, and that's where we stand right now. So I think probably by the next meeting in April, probably a good opportunity to see the update and then see whether or not you decide to move forward with advertising or not. That'd be my recommendation.
Okay. Thank you,
Roger.
Roger.
Any questions?
Anybody have any questions?
Mr. King, we just need a motion for the task order 2017-001, which is the agreement to engage them on phase 2.
I move to approve, and do we state the not to exceed amount of $318,400?
That'd be great, yeah.
Need a second?
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Abstentions? Opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you, Roger. Thank you. Delaware Shell Building, broker proposal.
Yeah, Mike Swinford is unable to be here today, so I told him that I would share with you. I had a lengthy conversation with Kerry Wiggerly yesterday concerning this because he's in the business. I had also emailed all of you a short little summary regarding it. I sought out 4 proposals from ADM Real Estate, Coldwell Banker, Lunsford, Bradley and Company, and Cushman Wakefield. It is the owner of the building's discretion to list the building, to contract with the broker. However, it is this body's obligation to make all the payments and pay for all the debt service on the building. So we also have the right to make a recommendation that he list the building. It is my recommendation to you that you advise him to list with Cushman Wakefield. Cushman Wakefield, I've had meetings with all of these folks, and they have over 900 brokers worldwide, brokers in other countries. They have leads from several other places. They also have the Bravini building listed at this time. I know that they have brought 3 offers on the Bravini building within the last 5 months. They're also partnering with Zacher and Company, who's out of Fort Wayne. Zacher has listed the Fort Wayne Shell building and sold it. They have the second Fort Wayne Shell building under contract now. They also sold the Whitley County Shell building and then 1 other Shell building in another place that escapes me. But they have the experience, the knowledge, and the huge network, and particularly I was interested in international reach for this building. And so Cushman Wakefield is my recommendation to you to give the authority for Mike Swinford to list the building.
And I'm in agreement with you. We need to do something to get that building up and going, get it on the tax rolls.
It's been 3.5 years.
Yeah,
Building's
I
out
mean,
for
we
3.5 years.
really need to start pushing our
Yeah.
Shell building, so
Yeah.
I would entertain a motion in a second.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions?
I'll notify Mr. Swinford that that's the commission's recommendation. Thank you.
The Elam Group, Brad, you wanna do it?
Yeah, this, I did email this agreement to you last month, I believe, in an effort to advance the Phase 2 testing at the gas station in downtown Daleville. I know all of you got a chance to take a look at this. Work was estimated at $12,400 to do continued Phase 2 work so that we can determine the extent of the contamination and apply for to the Indiana Orphan Tank Trust Fund for funds to actually clean up the site. So I did get an email back from all of you that at least it was a positive email from each of you. So I'd ask for your formal approval for this agreement. Work is underway on Elam on this agreement now.
Okay.
So
I move to approve Elam Group.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? the mowing proposal.
Yeah, I did also email to all of you the J. Crew updated proposals for the mowing that they do for the county, for the rail spur, for the former Tucson corner of Bethel and Morrison Roads, and then also the Shell buildings. The prices were exactly in line with their previous quotes, and so I would ask for your approval to renew J. Crew to do the mowing services for the Redevelopment Commission for 2017. There was a third one, which you had requested me to seek a proposal to maintain the ditch on Fusen Road from Cowan to the first curve south on Old State Road 67. And I did get a competing quote on that one, in addition to a new quote from J. Crew. The competing quote was from Arnold's Professional Lawn Care for $15,000. J. Crew was $14,165, so J. Crew was still the least expensive. I'd recommend the commission approve J. Crew's proposals for 2017 for the mowing.
Mr. President, I'll move for that.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Move on to invoices to be paid. Does anybody have any questions over the invoices?
I sent you all a summary of all of the invoices, and first six are the right-of-way for the Morrison Sidewalk project.
Can we just get a motion to approve all invoices? Can we also add the bond for Wells Fargo?
Absolutely.
Into that also?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Move on to public comment.
My name's Ron Quakenbush. I live at 518 South something in Yorktown.
Don't even know where you live, Ron?
No, not offhand. I get all my mail, P.O. Box 82. Have for 40 years. I don't want anybody to know my address. I'm curious. As you know, I was somewhat of a, long before some of you people were on the board here, an opponent to the rail spur to nowhere, as I call it. And then I've heard some positive about that. And then today I heard there was some possibility that the Gravini property would be sold. Have you considered that right away you need in there if that property sells? I mean,
If you got a half hour after this meeting, I got
well,
more
I'm just,
information on it than
I just, you know,
yeah.
I'm an old real estate
I'd
broker that
love to
likes to
bring-
look at all the legal
Yeah.
ramifications if you forget something.
Yeah, I would love to share with you, Ron, what we've got going on that right
Okay.
now, because there is a good project that is underway.
Fair enough.
And I'd even like to maybe forward you a couple emails from the company that we're working with, who's working to repurpose the spur. And I think you'd be real happy with those. So. And just to tell you too, I can't believe that I'm sitting here and you're behind the podium. I'm usually, our roles are usually reversed, so, yeah.
Well, it's kind of fun being on this side.
There you go.
There was an older gentleman on the county council years ago, Jim Fuller. He owned the local gas station there in Yorktown and was kind of one of those quasi-mayor guys. He was on the county council, and I was at a meeting one day, and Gib got up, walked out of the room, walked back in, sat down in a chair, and got up and then act like he was not on the council, but he was there from the public. So I've always kind of liked to think of Gib when I do things like this. Thank you for your time.
Brad,
Yes, sir.
I know we've talked about that. Have you heard anything else from the town of Gaston with their recreational center?
I have, and on Monday night of this week, I had Keith Gary at US Architects give them a proposal for $1,800 to advance some drawings for the center, and they did not approve that $1,800 fee to advance those drawings.
Okay.
So,
I
yeah,
know we've had some discussion, and I
Yeah.
believe Tanya Hyatt has had some discussion
yeah.
concerning the rec center.
It would be nice if this council at some point could assist with funding for that center in some way. The logistics of that, how it relates to the TIF districts, needs further, to be explored
Right.
further. So I'm working on it, but I'm not to a point where I've got a good, solid plan yet. So,
Okay.
but I'll keep you apprised
All
as we go. If anybody knows anything about Gaston and their current recreational center, it's horrible. So it needs to be torn down. It's in really bad shape. I've toured it, I've been in it with a contractor, I've been in it with an architect, and it needs to be
And
demolished and new
I
needs
went
to
out
be
and
built.
I looked at it, like boards are falling off and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, inside's
They got the,
completely molded
and they got the
up.
playground equipment and.
Yeah. It's gonna get to the point where it's dangerous, and it's right in the middle of their little park area, so.
Well, it's not too far from the elementary school that they
Yeah,
have
it's close to the
there.
elementary, so
So-
they need a new gym, they need a new area for, internet access, and Gaston is not real good, so they'd like to have a bank of like 5 computers so kids can come after school and access the internet and do some homework there.
Right.
They'd like to have a little senior area where seniors could have some couches and maybe a TV and maybe a couple treadmills, some exercise bikes and things like that. Just someplace for people in the town to go. Increase and help with quality of life. But yeah, they need help bad, and so I'm trying.
Okay.
I thought I was going to get a positive on Monday night, and I didn't get it. I walked out of there with nothing. So.
Was it lack of funding, or are they just
I
not
think so.
interested,
They're
or-
they're in a real pickle with their funding right now. They had some real funding issues last year. Look at Joe knows all about it. So, but yeah, they're trying to straighten their house out right now with their funding, and they have a good direction. They have a good board now who's actually intent upon making it correct. But yeah, they're proceeding very cautiously because they don't want to overspend. They overspent.
Yeah. I know as a commissioner that we, helped them out with edit dollars.
Yeah.
Last year, I didn't know if maybe they would have $1,800 in that funding to where
They
could,
do.
where they
Yes.
could use it
Yeah.
and sort of move forward with the project and,
Right.
because, that's one thing that we need to do. We need to start helping our smaller communities and helping them grow.
Yeah.
And doing a little bit more for them, and it would be good for the community and for the kids in the community if the rec center was actually to where they could go in and do things.
Exactly. So the funds that you gave them, they have put a little plan in place for how they're using those. And the big deal in Gaston right now is utilizing those funds to help demolish their old grain elevator in town. And so they just got the bids for those Monday night. They awarded that Monday night, and so they're using some of that money for that. They've asked me to help them apply for a few other grants for some different things. We applied to the Indiana Department of Health for $20,000 for a new trail off of the Cardinal Greenway to come into downtown. They needed a dollar for dollar match for that, so they're using that edit money for that. So but yes, I'll get with them. And I'll let them know that you asked about it today and you're encouraging them to get a plan together.
Yeah,
That's
because if
okay.
there's any way that we can help, I
We
would
need to
be
do
all
it.
for helping them with it.
Cool, thank you. I'll relay that word to them. So,
What TIF district are they?
part of the Nebo and Morrison Road
It goes that far?
is part of Harrison Township. Yes, so some of the residential in that area, yeah, is Heron Point, Westminster Villas are all, yeah. Joe had asked me before the meeting if I could also ask for your approval today to engage an appraiser to appraise the right-of-way that we would need beside the Bravini building to access the rail spur. If you know, and Ron brought it up just a second ago, we're actively engaged with a rail transloading operator to build a rail spur loading platform so other businesses in the community can use that spur, and we need to have the property appraised.
Yeah,
So,
I know we've had some businesses here that's
Yes.
very interested
Mhm.
in using that rail spur.
And I'm sorry Ron left early, but I got the email yesterday. We have 2 right now that are ready to go today to ship products on that spur. They just don't have any way to load and unload at the spur because there's no access. So the and I don't have the estimate with me, but it was from Roger Miller for $1,800.
$2,500.
$2,500. Okay, thank you. So,
I
So-
move that we approve to start the appraisal work.
thank you.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, abstentions?
I'll get it underway.
Do we have anything else? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions?
Anyways.
Adjourned.